There are tons of ways to doll yourself up to attract your future partner, but there are also plenty of subtle habits you can practice to catch the eye of Mr. or Mrs. Right.
We started Spaghetti Madness about 2 years ago. We do it every Thursday, and we have not missed a Thursday in...
One of the first things we learn while growing up is to eat politely. After all, no one wants to sit across from someone who chews with their mouth open. While it's fine to do so when you're alone in the privacy of your own home, having good table manners in public is a highly attractive trait you can have without saying a word. Even if you're grabbing lunch by yourself on a workday, you'll be surrounded by fellow diners who will appreciate you eating elegantly. According to etiquette expert Marjorie Sinclair, the proper way to eat is to hold your fork facing down and place small bites in your mouth. It's also important to note that you should bring the bite up to your mouth. You should never lower your head to meet the bite halfway. Another rule of thumb is to place your napkin on your lap as soon as you sit down, even if the food hasn't arrived yet. When dining with others, try to match their eating pace and keep your napkin on your lap until you're ready to leave so that others don't have to look at the dirty linen. Sounds easy enough to remember. Practicing good posture has a host of benefits, with one being that it makes you more attractive. Unfortunately, slouching isn't typically seen as sexy, and hunching over can actually make you seem less confident. When you stand up straight, you not only look taller, but you also exude self-assurance, which is a highly appealing trait. In fact, a 2016 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences showed that those who had a more expansive upper body were seen as more physically attractive. One of the study's co-authors told SciPost, "The body makes signals, and perceivers pick up on cues very quickly. In this case, we found that postural expansiveness carries a high value in quick romantic contexts. Specifically, expansiveness signals access to resources and dominance."
Don't sell yourself short, Judge. You're a tremendous slouch.
Many of us don't realize when we're slouching, so it's important to be aware of how we hold ourselves. Whether you're waiting in line at the supermarket or sitting at your desk, give yourself a mental check every so often and remind yourself to straighten up.
You don't really talk to me the same way you used to. Oh God, I'm sounding needy, huh?
Yeah, go on.
When somebody is speaking to us, we hear them, but it's easy to not really be listening. Either we're formulating our responses in our heads, or worse, we interrupt them with our own thoughts. This can make the speaker believe that they're not that important to us, which lowers our appeal to them. Making others feel wanted and heard will have them naturally gravitate toward you because, after all, everyone needs the spotlight every now and then. While listening to someone speak, maintain eye contact and show that you're paying attention by nodding your head and repeating some of their words. During pauses in the conversation, be sure to ask relevant questions, not just fluff. In addition, pay attention to your facial expressions. Even if the story is going on forever and you're bored, don't roll your eyes or yawn. This too can be perceived negatively. These tips are a lot to remember, but with time, you can master active listening and make all the difference in your relationships. We've all had someone walk by and leave behind an enticing scent, whether from a fragrance or fresh laundry, and we're immediately intrigued.
Damn it, she smells so good.
There's something about a clean smell that makes one attractive, which is why having good hygiene is high on the list of important traits to have. People on Reddit tend to agree with this notion, with one user pointing out, the right smell, especially men's smell, can change someone's whole presence. You meet someone, and if they smell good, you automatically think that they have great hygiene, etc. Also, who doesn't like to be around good-smelling people, right? That said, there's a fine balance between smelling nice and dousing yourself with perfume. Too much fragrance is never a good thing and can actually repel people away. What are our best tips? Well, aside from bathing and washing your hair regularly, make sure to use deodorant. And if you do use perfume, spray it sparingly. For added allure, layer your perfumes for a scent that's all your own.